Hello students, how are you? I hope all of you are fine. So student, in the previous part of the video, we have discussed exercise 4.1. Okay, so today I will start a new topic, that is solution of a quadratic equation by a factorization method. Okay, student, before starting this article, I would like to tell you about roots. Okay, roots. It is very small thing, just listen. What is roots? Students, we have studied chapter number 2, which was polynomial. Okay, and in polynomial we have studied about the zeros. What was the zeros? Zeros was nothing but the value of the variable. I told you now, in linear equation, in linear polynomial, how many zeros? 1 zeros. In quadratic polynomial, how many zeros? 2 zeros. In cubic polynomial, how many zeros? 3 zeros. Similarly, in quadratic equation, in place of 0, we use another word which is known as roots. Both are same, but the difference is that in polynomial we use the word zeros, and in equation we use the word roots. Okay, both are the same, just the name is different. In polynomial, the value of the variable is known as the zero, and in quadratic equation the value of the variable is known as roots. Remaining things are same, remaining method is also same. Like we have solved zeros for the any polynomial, same we will solve the roots of the quadratic equations. Okay, and students, when you have solved chapter number 2, when you have to find the zeros, so what you do, you find the value of the variable. Same in quadratic equation also, you have to do the same thing. Method is also same, everything is same, just the word. In the polynomial we use the word zeros. See, zeros were in what? Polynomial, and roots are used in quadratic equation or in equation. Okay, so this is the difference, remaining thing are same. Okay, so I hope you have understood about zeros and roots. Zeros word is used in polynomial and roots word is used in equation. Because we are studying quadratic equation, that's why we will use roots word in quadratic equations. Now student, as you know, in linear polynomial, how many zeros were there? 1 zeros. In quadratic polynomial, how many zeros were there? 2 polynomial. Similarly, in quadratic equation also, how many roots will be there? 2. Because whatever will be the degree of the equation, that much roots a equation can have. If it is a cubic equation, then it should have 3 roots. If it is a linear equation, it will have 1 roots. Okay. Similarly, everything is same like zeros. Whatever thing you have studied in polynomial, same concept we will use in quadratic equations. Okay. So whenever a linear equation is given, so the value of the variable will be 1 only. When the quadratic equation of the given, the value of the variable will be 2 only. Means we will get 2 values of the variable, because quadratic is there. If cubic equation will be there, there will be 3 values of variable. If biquadratic equation will be there, there will be 4 value of variable. Okay, so both are similar, just the difference of the word. Zeros are used in the polynomial and roots word is used in a quadratic equation. So in this chapter, in place of zeros, what we will use? We will use roots. Because we are studying quadratic equation, suppose a simple question comes in the exam, that how many roots can a quadratic equation have? So because the degree of the quadratic equation is 2, hence it should have 2 roots. Again, one more question, if someone asks you how many roots of a cubic equation can have, so answer will be 3. So whatever concept we have used for the polynomial chapter, same we will use for quadratic equation also. Okay, so that's why I told you about zeros and roots. Both are similar, but zeros word is used in the polynomial and roots word are used in the quadratic. And remember one thing, in quadratic equation, how many roots? There are there are two roots of quadratic equation. Okay, there are two roots of quadratic equations. Okay, suppose linear equation is there, so how many roots will be there? 1. Cubic equation is there, so how many roots will be there? 3. And the roots is nothing but the value of the variable. Okay, whatever variable we are using in the quadratic equation, the roots is nothing but just the value of the variable. Okay, so this thing will clear when we will solve the question. Now let's come to our topic, which is solution of a quadratic equation, by factorization method. Now student, you already know how to factorize a particular expression. This we all know. Okay, so how we will solve a quadratic equation? Solve means whatever variable are present in a quadratic equation, we have to find the value of that variable. And in case of quadratic equation, how much value we will get? We will get two values, because quadratic equation is there, so there will be two values of the variable, and both can be same also, both can be different also. This thing will clear in later part. So right now you know a quadratic equation have two roots. Okay, and there are many methods to solve a quadratic equation. So out of many methods, first we are studying factorization method. Okay, so let's start with one example. Okay, so suppose I am writing one example, that find the roots of 6x square minus x minus 2 equal to 0. Now students, see, this is a question. Find the roots of 6x square minus x minus 2 equal to 0. Okay, here by factorization method. Okay, because we are studying factorization method, so that's why I have mentioned factorization method. Okay, so first you see, it is a quadratic equation or not? Yes, it is a quadratic equation, because it is in the form of ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, and the degree of the equation is 2. That's why it is a quadratic equation. Okay, so we have to find the roots. Find the roots means we have to find the value of x. And how many values of x can be possible? Because it is a quadratic equation, so there will be two values of x. Okay, like number of zeros in polynomial. So let's start. So students, see, this is 6x square minus x minus 2 equal to 0 now. You have to do by factorization method, and when we have to factorize it, we can use midterm splitting, because midterm splitting can be applied in this type of form. Okay, ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Okay, so we can mid split it for factorizing it. So let's start. What we will do, we will multiply this 6 to this 2. So what we will get? 12. Now we will see the sign of the last term. Sign of the last term is minus. So we will take 2 factor of 12 such that when we will subtract them, we will get 1. Why 1? Because the coefficient of x is 1. Okay, so there will be 2 factor of 12, 4 and 3, because when you will subtract them, you will get 1. And when you will multiply them, you will get 12. So what I will do, I will write 6x square minus. Now because minus is there, so I will put bracket sign. I already told you. Now this can be written as 4x minus 3x minus 2 equal to 0. Now student, most of the student will ask, sir, why this method is called as midterm splitting? Now students, see, this is the midterm now, and this midterm we have split it in two forms. One is 4x and one is 3x. That's why this method is known as midterm splitting. Now open it. So 6x square minus 4x plus 3x minus 2 equal to 0. Now take common, take 2 pair. So first pair is this, second pair is this. So between these two we can take 2x common. So when we will take 2x common, we will get 3x minus 2. Okay, and between these two there is nothing common. So if nothing is common, we take common as a 1. So plus 1. So here will be 3x minus 2 equal to 0. Now both have the same bracket, so I can write 3x minus 2 and 2x plus 1 equal to 0. This we got now. Now see student, what we got? Two factors we got of this. So one by one we will equate them equal to 0. So first I will do 3x minus 2 equal to 0. So 3x will be equal to 2. So x will be equal to 2 by 3. This is our first value. Now second factor, that is 2x plus 1 equal to 0. So 2x will be equal to minus 1. So x will be equal to minus 1 by 2. So see student, by solving this by factorization method, we got two values of x now. One is 2 by 3 and second is minus 1 by 2. So these values are known as the roots of the quadratic equation. I told you now, roots of is nothing but the value of the variable. Okay. So because it is a quadratic equation, so we got two values. So roots are 2 by 3 and minus 1 by 2. This is our answer. Okay. So this is the method of factorization to solve any quadratic equation. Okay. So I think it is clear to all of you, and this method you already know from the starting. Okay. So nothing to worry, just apply the concept, you will get the result. Suppose children, suppose this type of question comes. Suppose question comes like that. Solve 6x square minus x minus 2 equal to 0. Only that much is written. Okay. Suppose this type of question comes. Solve 6x square minus x minus 2 equal to 0. So this is same question as I have written the previous question. Both questions are same, just the wording is different. Solve means you have to find the value of x, and find the roots means also you have to find the value of x. So both are the same question. So if this is written, then it will be same as the previous question. Okay, don't confuse, meaning of both the question is same. So I think it is clear to you. So let's begin student. Exercise 4.2, because this method you already know. Okay. And in 4.2 student, we have to use factorization method, because we only know till now factorization method. Okay. We will start 4.2. Now you can see student, in 4.2 what is written. In 4.2 first question is that find the roots of the following quadratic equation by factorization. Okay, so it is the same question which I have explained. So I will start first question, part first, that is x square minus 3x minus 10 equal to 0. We have to find the roots of this quadratic equation. By which method? By factorization method. Okay, so again same question. So what you will do? You will apply midterm splitting to find the roots of this equation. So for applying midterm splitting, what we do, we multiply the coefficient of x square to the last term. So coefficient of x square is 1, and when 1 is multiplied to 10, we will get 10. Now, because the sign of the last term is negative, so we have to take two factors such that when we will subtract them, we will get this 3. So the factor of 10 will be 5 and 2. 5 and 2. So I can write x square minus, because minus is here, so I will put bracket 5x minus 2x minus 10 equal to 0. Now x square, now open the bracket, so minus 5x plus 2x minus 10 equal to 0. Now take x as a common in between these two. So when you will take common x, it will be x minus 5, and between these two plus 2 will common, so x minus 5 equal to 0. So what you will get, x minus 5 and x plus 2 equal to 0. Okay. Now same, one by one we will equate these two factors equal to 0. So first, when x minus 5 equal to 0, we will get x equal to 5, and when x plus 2 equal to 0, we will get x equal to minus 2. So roots are 5 and minus 2. You can also write like this, or you can also write x equal to 5 comma minus 2. Okay, this is the another method to write the answer, because we got two values of x. First is 5 and second is minus 2. So either you will write like this or you will write like this. Okay, both are the same, because both value are of what? Of x. Okay. Now one more part I will tell. Remaining question you can do by yourself. I think it is clear to all of you. Student, start solving the exercises and the examples also, because in the board examination they always used to give examples. Okay. Now third part, because third part is little bit different. Third part is under root 2 x square plus 7x plus 5 root 2 equal to 0. Now root type of question comes. One root type of question in the example also, that you can do by yourself. Okay. Now see. Again same concept we will apply, children. Okay. Now what we will do? We will multiply this root 2 to the last term. So when root 2 will multiply to this last term, we will get 10. How? Because 5 root 2 into root 2 will become 10. Now we have to see the sign of the last term, that is positive. So we have to take 2 factor of 10 such that when we will add them, we will get the middle term, that is 7. So we can take 5 and we can take 2. So under root 2 x square plus 5x plus 2x plus 5 root 2 equal to 0. Okay. It is clear, children? Now what we will do common? Now see, two pairs we will take. First pair this, second pair this. So between these two, what is common, children? Between these two, what is common? Only x is common, so we will take x as a common. So we will get under root 2x plus 5. Now between these two, what is common, student? Just think about it. See, by seeing them, we can see nothing is common, so we can take one common. But we will take one common, then we will not get this much. So we want this much now. So inside the bracket, we want under root 2. So what we can write? Student, this 2 can be made of under root 2 into under root 2 now. This 2x can be written as under root 2 into under root 2, because when these two will be multiplied, we will get 2. So this can be written as root 2 into root 2x plus 5 root 2. Okay, why I have done that? Because I have seen 2 can be made of root 2, because root 2 is here, and by seeing them we cannot say anything is common. So what I have done, I have written 2 as under root 2 into under root 2. Now we can take common between these two. Okay, so this will be same like previous, and in this part we will take root 2 as a common. So when you will take root 2 as a common, you will get root 2x plus 5 equal to 0. Now our factorization is correct. How to check our factorization is correct or not? Whatever things you are getting in the first bracket, same thing will come in the second bracket also. If it is not coming, it means you have done some mistake in factorization. Now, by doing this, both things are same, so we can take root 2x plus 5 common. So when you will take root 2x plus 5 common, what you will get here, from here x, and from here plus root 2 equal to 0. Okay, now one by one we will put these two factor equal to 0. So when root 2x plus 5 equal to 0, we will get x equal to minus 5 upon root 2. You can either rationalize it or you can leave it up to here only. Okay, now the next bracket is x plus root 2 equal to 0. So x will be equal to minus root 2. So the value of x we got means x equal to minus 5 by root 2 comma minus root 2. This is your answer. You can rationalize it also, student. When you have to rationalize it, you have studied in 9th class. So root 2 will be multiplied to the both side. So here will be become minus 5 root 2, or in the denominator will be 2 only. So either you can rationalize it or you can leave it. Both are correct. So roots of the equation will be minus 5 by root 2 and minus root 2. Okay. So by this way you have to solve this type of question. Okay. Now remaining question you can do by yourself of question number 1. Out of 5 parts I have told 2. Remaining are very simple. Okay, you can do by yourself. One more question I can solve from the example, because it is also of root 2, root type question. Okay, which is given in the example. You can see example number 5. It is example number 5 of your NCERT book. Find the roots of quadratic equation 3x square minus 2 root 6x plus 2 equal to 0. This type of question comes because in this type of question root is given. Okay, so let's solve. So 3x square minus 2 root 6x plus 2 equal to 0. Whatever question we are solving, this is by factorization method. Okay, so again same method. First we will multiply this 3 to 2, we will get 6. Now we want 2 root 6. Okay, 2 root 6 we want. So we want root 6 now. So whatever factor we will take of 6, in both the factor root 6 should be there. So see, suppose I have written root 6 and root 6. Okay, now because here is plus sign, so when I will add these two factors, it should come 2 root 6. So see, it can be written as 1 root 6 and it can also be written as 1 root 6. So when those two will be added, why we are adding? Because here is plus sign. So when these two will be added, what we will get? 2 root 6, which we want because here is 2 root 6. And when you will multiply these two, you will get 6. It means our factor will be 3x square minus root 6x plus root 6x plus 2 equal to 0. Either you will write like this or you will write like this. Now open it. So 3x square minus root 6 x plus minus root 6 x plus 2 equal to 0. Now between these two, student, what is common? You tell, between these two what is common? So see, this 3 can be written as under root 3 into under root 3 x square. This root 6 can be written as under root 2 into under root 3x. Okay. This is also can be written as under root 2 into under root 3x, and this 2 can be written as under root 2 into under root 2 equal to 0, so that we can make common. For making common, I have written this expression like this. Now between these two terms, what is common? Root 3 and x. So common is root 3x. So what will be left here? Root 3x. And here will be minus root 2. Same we will do for this, because between these two, first term is this and the sign of this term is negative, so we will take negative as a common. And between these two terms, root 2 is common. So when root 2 is common, in the bracket will left root 3x, and the sign of both the term will change. Because it is minus, so it will become plus, and because it is plus, so it will become minus. Root 2 equal to 0. Now what we got? We got root x minus root 2 and root x minus root 2. Root 3x minus root 2 equal to 0. Okay, so note down this thing. See student, what we have done, we have multiplied this 3 to 2, we got 6, because it is plus sign. In the middle term, root 6 is there, root term is there. So first I have done, in both the two factors I have given root 6. So first I have written root 6 here and I have written root 6 here. So I thought when I will add them, I will get 2 root 6, which we want. So that's why two factors will be root 6 and root 6. So after applying this thing, we have come to this step. After that, we don't know how to take common. So in each term, because root is there, so I have changed every term in the root form. So this 3 can be written as root 3 into root 3. I have done this thing for taking common, because by seeing them directly, we cannot assume which term will be common. Okay, so by taking common, I have written this term like this. So 3x square can be written like this. Root 6 can be written as under root 2 into under root 3. This is also written as under root 2 into under root 3. And last term is written as under root 2 into under root 2. After solving them, we got this expression. Okay. So now, one by one we will equate to 0. So when root 3x minus root 2 equal to 0, we will get root 3x equal to root 2 or x equal to root 2 by root 3. Same we will do for the next. So under root 3x minus root 2 equal to 0. So root 3x equal to root 2. So x equal to root 2 upon root 3. So both two values are equal now. See, first value is also under root 2 upon root 3. Second value is also under root 2 upon under root 3. So the roots of the equation will be under root 2 upon under root 3, comma under root 2 upon under root 3. Okay. In the last line you can write like this. In the last line you can write like this. So the roots will be root 2 upon root 3 and root 2 upon root 3, or you can write like this: x equal to root 2 by root 3, comma root 2 by root 3. Only this much you have to do. Okay. Now first question you can solve by yourself, the remaining parts of the question number first. Now question number 2 is that solve the problems given in example number 1. So in this chapter, where is the example number 1, you can solve it. Okay, it is given in the example. You have to solve by yourself. Okay, keep practicing the question, because if you will not practice, then you will not understand. Now question number 3 I am going to solve. Today I will give 2 or 3 questions as homework. Okay. Now find two numbers whose sum is 27 and product is 182. Find two numbers. Find two numbers whose sum is 27 and product is 182. Okay, this is the question. Find two numbers whose sum is 27 and product is 182. This is a word problem type question. So first you have to make the quadratic equation, then you have to solve. So because two numbers are given, so let two numbers are x and y. Okay, suppose two numbers are x and y. So sum is given, so x plus y equal to 27 is given. So what you do now, you can take the value of any variable in terms of another variable. Okay, so I am taking the value of x. Okay, so from here x will be equal to 27 minus y. This is our equation number 1. Now first part is over. Second part, their product is 182. So product means their multiplication. So x into y is given is how much? 182. So from equation number 1, student, you can put the value of x now. So from equation number 1, I am putting the value of x in equation number 2. This is equation number 2. From equation number 1, put the value of x in equation number 2. From equation number 1, put the value of x in equation number 2. So what is equation number 2? Equation number 2 is x into y equal to 182. Now put the value of x here. So value of x is 27 minus y into y. Why we are doing that? Because we have to make quadratic equation, and in quadratic equation there was only one variable, that is either x or y. That's why we are substituting the value of variable. Now multiply it. So 27y minus y square is equal to 182. Now transfer this thing to this side. So here will be 0, and when this will go to this side, it will become plus y square, and this is minus 27y. Now write in the correct order. So I can write y square minus 27y plus 182 equal to 0. Now we got the quadratic equation. Now we got the quadratic equation. Now solve it, and I told you how to solve, by factorization method. So by which method we will use? We will use midterm splitting. So coefficient of y square is 1, and when 1 is multiplied to 182, we will get 182. Now because here is plus sign, so we have to take 2 factor of 182 such that when we will add them, we will get 27. So 2 factor will be 13 and 14. Okay, this you can understand by solving them. Okay, so this can be written as y square minus 14x minus 13x plus 182 equal to 0. Now open it. So y square minus, sorry, here is y will be 14y or y. So 14y plus 13y sorry, here will be plus, here will be minus, plus 182 equal to 0. Now make two pair. First pair is this, second pair is this. So when you will take common from this pair, we will take y as a common, so we will get y minus 14. And between these two, because first term is negative, so minus we will take common, and between these two terms, what is another common? That is 13. So we will get y minus 14 equal to 0. Okay, so y minus 14 and y minus 13 equal to 0. So one by one we will equate them. So when y minus 14 is equal to 0, y equal to 14, and when y minus 13 equal to 0, y equal to 13. Okay, so this is the value of y. Two values we got. Why two values we got of y? Because it is the quadratic equation, and whatever the degree, that much will be the value of the variable. Degree is 2, so we got two values of y, that is 14 and 13. So we got the value of y, so we can get the value of x also. So our equation number 1 was, because two value of y na, so when y equal to 14 student, so from equation number 1, when you will put this value of y in any of the equation, you will get the value of x. So from equation number 1 was x equal to 27 minus y. So x will be equal to 27 minus 14. So x equal to 13. So two number we have calculated. First number was x, second number was y. So two numbers what will be? Two numbers are x comma y. So first is 13 and then 14. This value we got when y equal to 14. Now one more value of y was there, na? One more value of y was there. Okay. So when y equal to 13, then again from equation number 1, you can put in any equation. I am taking equation number 1. So equation number 1 was x equal to 27 minus y. So x equal to 27 minus 13. So x equal to 14. So two numbers was x and y. So in this case, answer will be 14 comma 13. Okay. So answer is same, but the order is different. When y will be 14, x will be 13. When y will be 13, x will be 14. So this is our answer, 13, 14. You have to put both values of y. Okay, you can't put the single value of y, because we got two value of y, so we will get two values of x also. When y was 14, x will be 13. When y is 13, x will be 14. So that much is the solution of question number 3. Now question number 4. Question number 4. I hope you have understood this part. So let's start question number 4. So what is question number 4, children? Find two consecutive positive integers. Find two consecutive positive integers, sum of whose squares is 365. You have to find two positive consecutive integers whose sum of whose square is 365. So student, whenever you have to take positive integer, I told you side by side means one by one. Suppose 3, 4, 5. These are the consecutive integers. So when you have to consider consecutive integer, suppose first number is x, then the second number will be x plus 1, third number will be x plus 2. We will add 1 in the next term. So 2 positive. So solution will be, whenever you have to take consecutive positive integer, so you can take like this: x, x plus 1, x plus 2, and so on. Because we want only 2, so we will take first 2. Okay, you can take any 2 consecutive, so I will take first 2. Okay, because we have to take only 2. Okay, so what we will write first? Let 2 positive consecutive integers are x and x plus 1. Consecutive means लगातार, continuous, 3, 4, 5, 6 like this. So first number is x, then the second number will be x plus 1, third number will be x plus 2. So sum of whose square means first we have to take the square of these two, then we have to add them. Means according to the question we have to do like this: x square plus x plus 1 ka square, which is equal to how much? 365. Okay, this is our question number 4. Sum of what? Whose square means the square of the consecutive positive integer. So x square plus x plus 1 ka square is equal to 365. This word should be understand. First you have to take out the square of the number, then you have to add it. No, now when you will solve it, you will get x square plus, now this will be expanded like a plus b whole square, so x square plus 1 plus 2x, okay, equal to 365. Now this will become 2x square plus 2x plus 1 equal to 365. Because we have to make quadratic equation, so all things should be in the left side, and in the right side 0 should be there. So 2x square plus 2x plus 1 minus 365 equal to 0. Now 2x square plus 2x minus 364 equal to 0. Now we got the quadratic equation. So now we have to factorize it. So before factorizing, I told you whenever you do factorization, you should see whether is anything common between the terms. So again here 2 is common. So first I will take 2 as a common. So when I will take 2 common, I will get x square plus x minus 182 equal to 0. Now this 2 will be divided to this side, so it will come 0, because 0 divided by any number will be 0. So when 2 will divide this side, it will come 0. So our answer will be x square plus x minus 182 equal to 0. So this is our quadratic equation. Now we have to solve it, and we will solve by factorization method. So we will apply that midterm splitting. So coefficient of x square is 1 and 1 is multiplied to 182, we will get 182. Because 182 is negative, so we will take 2 factor of 182, so that when we will subtract them, we will get 1. So again I can write 14 and 13, because same thing we have done in the previous part. So I can write x square plus 14x minus 13x minus 182. Now many students will ask, sir, here you have not put the sign bracket, because here is the plus sign, that's why I am not put the bracket. Okay, because plus does not affect the sign. Now take common, so between these two what will be common? X. So x plus 14, and between these two first term is negative, so negative will be common, and in these two terms 13 will be common. So when you will take minus 13 common, both sign will be changes, so it will also become plus, it will also become plus. So here will be left x and here will be left 14 equal to 0. So now x plus 14 and x minus 13 equal to 0. So when we will equate these two factors separately equal to 0, first we will get x plus 14 equal to 0 and x is equal to minus 14. Now students, in the question it is mentioned that you have to take two consecutive positive integer. Question is asking about the positive integer, and whatever value we got of x, that is minus 14, is negative. So we will not take this value. Okay? Because it is a quadratic equation, we got two values. But which is acceptable? Acceptable is only one value, not both the two values, because one value is negative. Now let's check the another value. So when x minus 13 will be equal to 0, we will get x equal to 13, which is positive and integer also, so this value will be accepted. So now, out of two positive consecutive integer, we got first, that is x. What is the second positive integer? That is x plus 1. So x plus 1 is equal to 13 plus 1 is equal to 14. So answer will be, so two consecutive positive integer are 13 and 14. Now see na, 13 and 14, they both are the consecutive, they both are the positive, and they both are the integer. So it means our answer is correct. And you can verify your answer also. See, both are positive, it is true. Both are integer, it is true. Both are consecutive also, it is true. And see, you can verify your equation number 1 by putting the value of these two. Okay, when you will do the square of these two, the square of 13 is 169, the square of 13 is 169, and the square of 14 is 196. When you will both add them, you will get 365. So it means that our answer is correct. So by this way we have finished question number 4. Now question number 5 and question number 6 is your homework. If you will not able to solve, then I will tell you in the next class. I hope you have understood today's video, and whatever books you are having, solve the question by solve the quadratic equation, find the roots by the method of factorization. Okay, so from next class I will tell you the another method to solve the quadratic equations. Okay, so till then you have to finish exercise 4.2, and you have to practice all the questions, whatever questions are given in the examples or in the other books. Okay, so till then, have a nice day. Take care, children. Thank you.